There are moments when the world feels louder than usual, not only in sound, but in everything else as well. Conversations feel sharper, expectations feel heavier, information feels constant. What others seem to handle without effort may feel overwhelming to you. This does not mean you are fragile. It means your system is receptive. When the world feels too loud, it is often because you are taking in more than is visible. You notice subtle shifts in mood, changes in tone, background noise. Others tune out automatically. Your awareness is wide, and wide awareness comes with intensity. You may notice that busy environments drain you quickly, that social interaction requires recovery, that constant input leaves little room to process what you have already absorbed. This is not a personal weakness. It is a difference in how stimulation is experienced. Some systems filter aggressively. Others let more information pass through. Yours lets more through. Over time, this accumulation can become heavy. Not because any single input is too much, but because there is very little space between inputs. You may find yourself withdrawing when the world becomes loud, seeking solitude, reducing contact, lowering stimulation where you can. This withdrawal is often misunderstood. It may be labeled as avoidance or disengagement, but it is not about distance. It is about regulation. Reducing input is not the same as rejecting the world. It is a way of staying connected without overload. You're not required to stay present in every moment. You're not obligated to absorb everything that comes your way. There is wisdom in stepping back before overwhelm turns into shutdown. When the world feels too loud, your system is asking for softness, for fewer signals, for less demand. Ignoring that request often leads to tension, irritability, mental fatigue. Listening to it allows recovery. You may notice that loudness does not always come from outside. Sometimes it comes from inside. Thoughts overlap, emotions stack, internal dialogue becomes continuous. External noise amplifies internal noise, and internal noise amplifies external noise. This feedback loop can be exhausting. Silence in this context is not emptiness, it is relief. Quiet does not mean nothing is happening. It means there is finally space for things to settle. Even brief moments of reduced input matter. Moments where you are not expected to respond. Moments where nothing new is being added. These moments allow your system to recalibrate. You may feel pressure to adapt to noise, to become less sensitive, to get used to it. But sensitivity is not something to outgrow. It is part of how you perceive meaning. The same sensitivity that makes the world feel loud also allows you to notice beauty, depth, subtle connection. You cannot remove one without losing the other. Protecting your sensitivity is not self-indulgent. It is self-respect. You are allowed to create quieter spaces around yourself, to choose environments carefully, to limit exposure when possible. This is not about control. It is about care. You may notice that when stimulation reduces, your body responds quickly. Breathing slows, muscles soften, thoughts lose some urgency. This response is not accidental. It is your system recognizing safety. Safety allows processing. Processing allows clarity. When the world feels loud, it is not a sign that you need to push through. It is a signal that something needs less intensity. You are not failing because you need quiet. You are responding accurately to your capacity. Capacity is not fixed. It changes with stress, context, and history. Honoring your capacity allows it to expand naturally. Ignoring it forces contraction. You may feel guilt when you step back, as if you are missing out, as if you are letting others down. Guilt often appears when your needs conflict with expectations. That does not mean your needs are wrong. You are allowed to choose softness in a world that often celebrates endurance. Quiet moments do not remove you from life. They help you stay present within it. You do not need to wait until you are completely overwhelmed. To allow yourself less input, you can respond earlier, more gently, When the world feels too loud, you are allowed to lower the volume, not on the world itself, but on how much of it you let in. You are allowed to step away without explanation, to pause without apology, to recover without turning it into something productive. Quiet is not escape, it is recovery, and recovery allows you to return with clarity rather than strain. The world may not slow down, but you are allowed to. You are allowed to protect your sensitivity. It is not a flaw. It is a way of perceiving that requires care. When the world feels too loud, choosing quiet is not weakness. It is wisdom.